as a facilitator. Entrepreneur, there is always ups and downs. The first thing you learn is, okay, I will not get a salary every month. It's not a regular release thing.
What is a facilipreneur?
Facili-preneur is a combination between solopreneur and facilitator. Freelance facilitator exchange time against money. Becoming a facili-preneur means that you rent the same practice, but you have maybe built a signature offer, you know how to attract clients, you make intentional choices that support both the impact you do and the lifestyle you have.
I do believe in the karma of business, and it will come back to you. And as someone who's as authentic as you, like, you're the proof that it's happening if you're willing to give in the first place and to really help people.
As soon as you get clarity and have a few processes that you put as a business owner, so you are a salesperson, you are a marketing person, when you get clear about what is the core of your business, then you can organize the rest around it.
Welcome to another day, another workshop. In this episode, we meet the talented facilitator, entrepreneur, and my friend, Nathy Ravez. Nathy spent 20 years in large corporation working in project management before deciding to launch her own facilitation business, La Workshoppeuse. She calls herself a facilipreneur, and we will soon discover exactly what that means. Over the years, she has helped hundreds of facilitators build a more sustainable business and design their own signature workshops. In today's episode, we will dive into the challenges of becoming a successful entrepreneur when it comes to facilitation, the mistakes she made along the way, and the key ingredients of building a great business. So, without further ado, let's welcome Nathy Ravez.
Hi, Mehdi. So nice to be here with you.
Yeah, we don't have the chance to discuss a lot, right?
No, we had the chance maybe 3 days ago. No, actually, we are talking very much because we are both having a great project with the Fit for Facilitation community. So we talk a lot, actually. But it's nice to have you just for me and not with the others for a few times on the podcast.
And today it's all about you, Nathy. And as someone who also have your own podcast, you maybe don't have the chance to do it a lot, but next to my amazing presentation about you, what can you tell us about yourself?
About myself? I'm French. I'm living in Bali right now, but I have spent half of my life in Germany, where I've been working for a very long time in corporate, as you said, as a project manager. I'm a musician too. So this is something that a lot of people don't know. And I'm a mother. So these are the little fact. And my daughter is in Germany with her 23 years old, living there. So much about kind of my personal path and professional path so far. But since 3 years, I'm working as a solopreneur workshop designer, and I gain another audience through the podcast. There's a workshop for that. The facilitators out there, so we have the same audience on our podcast. And slowly, I specialized, and I would say I became slowly someone people are reaching out to when they want to not only grow their skills as facilitators, but also grow the business they want to create as a facilitator, which is a bit challenging. And I know it myself because I took the leap 4 years ago now. So so much about me.
That's cool to hear. And after discussing with a lot of different facilitators on the podcast, I noticed that a lot of them have a performance hobby or a career. Like, you've been a musician. So I'm always surprised that in a way, a lot of those people, a lot of you guys has the chance of leading a different type of audience, and I guess learning a lot of stuff that you're using in your facilitation. So
absolutely. It's you are doing stand-up comedy, right? If I remember well. Or you were doing?
I
don't know.
Yeah.
And I was thinking very often about the fact that I did so much concerts in my life in Germany, in France, so everywhere. And the link between facilitating, so it's not the same because you are a performer, of course, but you also learn to read your audience and to know when to talk during a concert, when to improvise something, when to plan something in case something is not working. So I think there is a lot to learn from your hobby and translate it in your facilitation.
Yeah, indeed. I think I thought it was a nice side note because like there are so many different skills that we need to master, and it's funny to see how some people get the chance to also experience with other skills that are needed. I think the question I want to ask you, because again we met a long time ago. I think it was like almost like
22.
5 or 4 years ago, and we were in the same program. Like, and you were still like an employee, and you were telling me on the first chat that you're going to launch your business like very soon. And then the day after, I see you posting on LinkedIn that you created your own facilitation business. I was like, okay, this girl is not just talking; she's doing. How was it back then? Like, did you have a plan? Like tell me.
Not really. I can remember this chat in the community we were in. I can absolutely remember. For me, it was that there were several things. Into end of that year, so the year before end of that year, I had a big back surgery. And I couldn't work for 6 months long, something like this. And my daughter visited me in the hospital, and she told me, yes, but Mama, you always talked about traveling the world, and you couldn't because you were a single mom. But if you can walk after you go out from the hospital, and you know that I will leave home in a few months because she was studying, will you finally do this travel? So this was a seed that was planted like 4 or 5 months ago before, sorry. And then I go back to my work, and I was a consultant in organizational development at that time. And my boss, I think 3 months later, told me, hey, this is a secret, I will become the CEO of one of the company of the group. And I want you to take my position as a head of the department. And it was on a Friday. And I told him, okay. So good, actually, very good for me. Very good opportunity. But then during the weekend, I was thinking, 3 months ago, I told myself I would go for travel. So, on the Monday, I told him, sorry, I think this is a great opportunity, but I have another one to go with.
For sure.
And then I decided to quit the job. And in that time, I was in the community. And I think 1 week later, after he had digested the information, he told us, okay, but if I'm going and you are going, it would be good if you could continue to work for us. So make yourself a freelancer. And I think in that week, I had this conversation with you. And then I decided, okay, I will go freelance. I will launch my thing. And as I launch it, or I put this post on LinkedIn, I didn't even know what I will do, but I knew that I want to make only the part freelance facilitation and workshop design. So I put it out before I eventually knew what I would do. So this was a little story.
It's really cool because like what you see here is like, okay, now you just want to do what you enjoyed. Like this is what you realize after your surgery. Your daughter was smart enough to get you out of the country so that she can enjoy your life to the fullest.
Yeah.
I should have said that to my parents back then as well. But then
Go.
refused. But then you refuse this like big opportunity with like, I guess, like more security, a bigger salary, and you are already like earning well your life.
Yeah,
to the absolute like chaos unknown of launching a business. Yeah.
Am I crazy or am I smart? This is the whole question.
I think every
know.
entrepreneur is a bit crazy in a certain way, but yeah, indeed, like when you look back, what a crazy decision you made back then.
Yeah, it was, and I'm not sure. I think I will not change a thing, but I can tell this like 4 years after. But it is always ups and downs, and you learn also you learn. The first thing you learn is okay, I will not get a salary every month. It's not a regular release thing, and when you had it your whole life, it's really difficult to make the shift to look at a full year, even more when you are just starting. But okay, I was not completely unsafe. I had put money on the side during my whole career. So why not using it to build something, to invest in myself and to do something instead of putting on a bank account for when I'm old. Maybe I will not get very old. You don't know. So
You don't know. Yeah, yeah.
I was not without safety net, but yeah,
You had the
it took,
money safety net, but like, okay. And what also I enjoy in your story is that you also decided to do that for lifestyle, because you were talking
yeah,
about traveling and
yeah,
today, like, and it's funny because like when you look at the internet, it was more hype like I think 3 or 4 years ago, entrepreneur living the lifestyle in Bali, and Bali was this like very nice place to be an entrepreneur and to manage your business digitally. And
yeah.
I also like that it motivates you to make the jump.
Absolutely. Even if, honestly, yes, a lot of people were doing that jump. It's so easy. It is not easy, and it require a lot of focus, work, a lot of strong mindset, and great friends around you to support and cheers you in the moment where you are not so on the top. But it's worth it.
Yeah, and I think it's even a scarier move of because of the way we do, like the how facilitation business work, right? I
Yeah,
guess you had a lot of people that knows you in Europe since you're French,
yeah,
in Germany, and then
yeah.
you go to another country where maybe the means are not the same. So I guess also your business needed to evolve in certain way, and maybe this is the moment where you can explain us like what is a facilipreneur, because I guess this is how you made it
Ah,
work
yeah.
to be successful while being in Bali and creating that business.
Okay, so this term, the facilipreneur, came along the way. So of course, I was inspired by Said Sadouk, who has the facilitator. So he's a facilitator who
Mm.
entertain his audience. Facilipreneur is a combination between solopreneur and facilitator, or facilitator and solopreneur. What is for me the difference between a freelance facilitator, how I started, and a facilipreneur is that freelance facilitator exchange time against money. So he delivers a great workshop, he designs great workshop, he has customers, but often works project by project without a clear business strategy. Becoming a facilipreneur means that you run the same practice, but you have maybe built a signature offer, you know how to attract clients, you have maybe a process to reach out to clients, and you make intentional choices that support both the impact you do and the lifestyle you have. So this is for me the difference between freelance facilitator and facilipreneur.
Okay, I got it. My assumption, and of course I knew the real answer because I know you, but it's like also like because I know that you're also like like you have products, right? You
Yeah,
do deliver workshops for your corporate clients, but you
yeah,
also have a couple of products
yeah,
like coaching programs and stuff like that.
yeah.
Is it also like how you see a facilipreneur?
Yes, it can be several things. So, for example, if I work with organizations, of course, there are typical specific workshops that are very specific to the client. So you need to customize, and there is no way to propose something else. But when you start to look at your experience and look at the work that you have done, and maybe you identify some pattern of problems that are coming always and always with the audience you are working with, then you can start to stop customizing and create your signature workshop that you can then promote differently, because this is from your methodology or your way of delivering your workshop. You package it in an offer, and then this is something that you can repeat, put a price on it. It can be an open-air workshop to put your feet at the doors of companies. It can be a specific workshop at the beginning of a program because you are also a coach or a trainer. Something that has your signature. So this is one of the way to have one product, and you can have different products. You can have different audience. For example, I have also myself, I did a lot of coaching for facilitators over the 3 last years. And after a while, I identified some of the problems they are all coming with to me. And I would have 2 programs workshops, a signature workshop. So how to create your signature workshop for organizations, or the Facili-preneur Mastermind, which is a longer program and involve also the signature workshop, but where you spend really the whole 3 months to build your business and build everything that you need to really stand up and make it sustainable. So these are the product that I have created for companies and for the audience. So now when I plan, for example, we are end of 2025, when I plan my 26, I will suppose, okay, how much customized workshops do I want to do? How much coaching do I want to do? How much time will I run this program or this program? So I can put it on a timeline, and then I know, okay, here I need to push this. Here in this time, while I'm doing this, I need to contact clients. Here, so I have slowly a plan and more control of my business. I can make an overview, see month by month where I am, what is working, what is not working, and then I have a better way to run the business as a business owner and not as someone who is just responding to, oh, I have luck, my clients contact me, so it's more, okay, I'm a business owner and it took me so much time to get it in my head because this is a big shift. I don't have entrepreneur really in my family, so I don't have this kind of examples. For me, it was always, you need to have a job and stay in this job as long as possible to make sure that you are safe. If you want to build a business, if you want to do your passion, you need to have these different kind of things to run.
I love it. I love it. I was talking about the similar topic with Pedram that and he said, like, this is why many people don't have a business when it comes to facilitation. They have a hobby, and this makes it very difficult to live from it. So definitely you see the expertise that you have now, because it's like you're having like almost a business plan for your 2026, which is not something very common that you hear, especially in your field. And Nathy, because here, like, obviously you've been running your own facilitation business for like the last 4 years, and you have all this wisdom of you need to have a product and like you're managing different audiences and pushing like the right sales for the different things you sell. But like now I want to take a step back, because a lot of people are interested in making the jump of like, okay, no, I love facilitation. I want to go on my own. You've done that. You didn't have a plan when you started. Like, if you look back, what would be the main challenges that you experience doing that job, and the lessons you've learned from them?
So the first thing that I know now and wish I would have known at the beginning is coming from the way we got to know each other. So it means I made a great course. I was in a super good community. I was so passionate about facilitation, all the things that I was learning. So it means I was just talking about facilitation. And when you are in the community of facilitators, this is great. When you are on LinkedIn, this is also great. If you want to have people connected with you that are facilitators. But if you want to talk to clients, they don't care if you are a facilitator. They don't care which tools you are using. They don't care about it. I mean, if you buy a bread, you don't ask the baker how he did it. Or I don't know if it's a good example, but no, I don't.
I'm just
I just
how much
ask,
time did you spend?
So the thing is, this is really one learning. And it was an aha moment for one of my last mentee during the last edition of Facili-preneur Mastermind. She was saying it clicked so much in the moment you told me, don't talk about facilitation on LinkedIn, but talk about, and we were talking about her audience. Suddenly she had so much ideas of content because it was her expertise. She was coming from there. So, and when you are talking to clients or meeting clients, and they ask you, what are you doing? And you are talking about workshop facilitation. Most of the time, also, the facilitators don't know how to talk about that because a lot of companies are not familiar also with facilitation, which is pretty new. So don't talk about it. Use the language of your customers, I don't know, project managers, if you are working with teams of project managers, talk their language, their perspective, what are their problems, or let them talk, but don't talk about how you could solve the problems with Lego Serious Play, a framework that we all know, or whatever. They don't care about it. I don't know. Do you speak about your tools and your methodology and how great facilitation is with your clients when you start to talk to them?
No, obviously not. Because at first I'm going to lose them. It's going to be too much new information. And as you said, it's about them. So it's about like understand what they need. And I believe if they want to work with you, they need to see that you understand their issues, that you experience with those issues, and that you seem like the right person to help them with these issues. So this is why, like, I think it was a great example with you, Menti. Like, because now, like, oh, I've been in that career before. I don't know what she was doing, but like, if you take your example of project management, it's always hard to stay on the budget or to align a different person in the team because you don't have the hierarchy problem. So when you cover this first, you show that you understand them and you've been a project manager yourself. So you know their issues, you know how to tackle this, and yes, probably you will put together a workshop to help them. But again, we don't care about the how, we care about the results. So totally align with you.
Exactly. So this is one thing. This is one thing I would change. And the second thing I would change is, no, I would not change. Actually, this is a thing that I did great. If I have one thing that I did great, is that I am a connector and I like to keep people in my network and I like to exchange and to ask questions. So I think I'm really a born facilitator from nature. So when I started, the example of my employer asking me to work for them, what led me to go freelance, actually, inspired me by, I will contact my other former employers and I will contact the clients I was working with as a project manager because there were no competition between what I was doing before and what I was doing now. And I would talk about what I am doing. So this is really, that was really for me something that I used good and something that I see that the people I'm coaching are not thinking about. So there is a natural way to contact your network and talk about what you are doing and try to catch all the needs from these people so that you can have an idea about what you can do, you know? So this is a first way to find clients. And if you don't use it, this is not smart because these people know you. They trust you in a way because you were working with them or because they knew that you were working in this company. So I think one of the things is not using your network is a big mistake. And it's also a good way to practice and train yourself to talk about what you are doing, which leads to the next thing. What do I do actually? So this is one question that I was asking myself very long. What do I do? Okay, I'm a workshop facilitator, but what kind of problem do I solve or do I want to solve? Or do I feel comfortable to solve? And with who ideally would I like to work? I mean, at the beginning, maybe you don't choose every client because you need the money first. But with the time, you need to ask you these questions. And what I recognize is I was working, someone was on my program and she was since 10 years freelance facilitator. So it was working. Okay. It was, her business is working, but she wanted to really take the time to think about, okay, what is it that I do? What is, can I put it into words? Can I put it in a message? Can I have a message that feels so good to me that I feel so comfortable to bring it outside? What do I do? And how do I solve? And how do you solve your what do I do? It's about really finding out the kind of areas of problems you are solving and for who is your audience. So this is another thing. But we can talk, like, I have a lot in my pocket.
I can imagine, but I want to come back to this Menti. It's interesting because like she has business. She's been
Yeah.
in the field for 10 years.
Yeah.
But why do you believe it was important for her to take a step back and to figure out better how to put together what she's really doing?
Because even after 10 years, she was experiencing, she has a database of clients. Okay. So they know her and they would come at some point, but, there were also budget restrictions in the last 1 or 2 years. So she needed also a way to, not only using her current, clients, but
Network.
also looking for new clients.
Expand.
And she wanted to have an offer. So an offer means she wanted to be very clear about what she's doing, because the people who know her and have experienced her workshops know what she is doing. And it's easier for her to make them experience instead of explaining. But she wanted also to be able to explain this. She wanted also to have a signature workshop or a signature offer, and not just chasing for clients and customizing, but going out with an offer. So it was her main focus that she wanted to have. And she, in the testimonial she sent, she said exactly this. It was really urgent time to take a step back. And it is one of the principles of her methodology that she used in workshops, like going slow to moving fast. And she was telling, okay, this was exactly what I needed, like investing time to have a look, sorting out, having accountability persons, not only me, but also the group, to work on her business and focus on her positioning, how to make herself visible, and how to create a signature offer she can then bring to the world. Yeah. So I was also surprised. 10 years. I had 2 persons with 10 years as freelancer. Yeah.
No, I like it. And I think, again, you know my situation. I'm not fully a freelance, but I've worked with a lot of freelance in my consultancy. And what I see is that sometimes they're just victim of the needs of the clients. And at the end of the day, they need to eat. They just, oh, yes, of course I can do that. Oh, yes, I can do that. But it also seems that if you do this reflection of like, okay, where are my strengths? How can I package this better? First, you bring simplicity to your client, understanding exactly what you do, but you also attract more clients doing what you really want to do because you've done that work, right?
Absolutely.
Do you see it also like that?
Yes, absolutely. And there is really a shift that I see every time. And I know that even the listeners will not focus on this, but being clear on your position change completely your mindset. So it's not only I create an offer to sell it. How do I make content on LinkedIn? The first thing is when you are clear about what you are doing, the rest is so easy. When you are clear, you are strong, you feel confident, you are enthusiastic. I can remember Rosemary, she was like, it was boom for her to really put into words what she's doing or what she wants to do, because I think sometimes you don't even know, and you have really to work on it to find out. And then you think, oh my God, I could do this kind of product, or I could do free workshop on this topic together. The people I want to target, so that they see me in action and that they get interest too. But you have to first work on it, and you have to think about, okay, what do I do? What do I like? What does the market want? What are the challenges of companies? How can I validate through interviews what I am doing? So all this stuff require a little of work, but it's worth it.
Yeah, time, reflection, and support. And if you have someone who already done it or help people to do it, of course, you're going to go faster and you're going to learn quicker. So yeah, that's really interesting. And it resonates with one of my story because, you know, facilitation is so hard for people to understand because it's a capability. And I remember like a client, I've helped them with a digital workshop. And they really enjoyed it. And then they were looking for someone to facilitate a team retreat because they had some tensions in the team and they needed to reorganize. and they were not finding a solution. And then they called me and it's like, but maybe it's something that you can do since, and even if, okay, they've been in a workshop, they've seen the magic, but still like, because we have this perception that we need to be an expert on a topic to be able to get support, it was not clear to them.
Yeah.
So you see, so I think this is also like the benefits of clarifying. It's like, okay, these clients have worked with you for 5 years, but maybe each time they call you for a certain thing. But even if you clarify and you can show your portfolio of services, it can trigger some other ideas of interacting with you. So I really see the value in what you teach in your program and with the testimonial you just share of that lady.
Yeah, and maybe mapping your services in a portfolio is also one of the things that we are doing, because it's also interesting for you as a facilitator to know, okay, what are all the things that I do? And if I would like to have a client journey, how can I map it? So if they are if they want help for team development, what could be the entry point? I don't know, an assessment, diagnostic. However, to what does it lead, and to what this other thing could lead? And so that you have in your head a path, and it could be for several audience. I know how difficult it is to find a niche. So if you have several niche, it could be different things. But you can map your services and then have also for yourself a plan, and not waiting for what they are asking, but proposing the thing that is fitting to their need. But you have in your head your map. Okay, I have this, and create slowly your portfolio, which is clear for you, and that you can translate clearly also to the customer.
And I will come back to something you said, but it stayed in my mind. It's like, also, since I'm also helping facilitators, it's like, oh, I need to be out there and I need to communicate and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And you said like, but if you bring clarity on your offering and in what you do, it's because way more simple, because, oh, I target that issue, I can only focus on that. And then I can create a content about that. So it shows that it will help you in the different aspects of the business, right?
Everywhere. So, and when you are, and for the things that you want to put out there, talk to your clients even more, run interviews, take all their challenges, talk about the challenges and how you solved it with a use case, with what activity you did, or why this kind of workshop is working, or what do you say for her. Talk more and more about the impact of your work. This is what will attract other clients. So you can, as soon as you are clear, as soon as you can continue to have conversation with your clients, it will help you everywhere, in your visibility, in your way of having the next contract without being salesy, since you continue to talk with your clients and ask questions, in everything what you are doing. As soon as you get clarity and have a few process that you put as a business owner, it means you are a business owner. So you are a salesperson, you are a marketing person, you are everything. So when you get clear about what is the core of your business, then you can organize the rest around it.
Okay, so Nathy, so far, I think like if I summarize the advice you said, like first thing is like not taking advantage of your network. I think it's an easy way to start, and you want to take fully advantage of that. People, and proposing what you do is going to be easier because they trust you and they know you. The second advice was about like clarifying exactly what you do, what type of issue, what is your main audience, and you give us some clues on how to do that, like interviewing your potential client to understand their needs and then to validate. And now you mentioned also this idea of like all the different type of jobs that you need to do, because at the end of the day, you're like your solo business.
Yeah.
The aspect I want to tackle before the end of the podcast, because we talk freelance and a business facilitation, we think about you. And the last topic is like the scary topic. It's sales. Like people are scared of that. Like if you could give us like how do you, like, what did you learn in your journey when it comes to sales? And
so I learned a lot of things. And for certain things, like for organization, I had no problem to sell. And I had maybe sometimes more problem to sell when it was for another audience, for the facilitators, for example, what I've changed with the time. But the first thing that I know is that even if you start as a facilitator, you have an experience before most of the time, 80% of the people that are reaching out, they have been project managers, they have been consultant, they have been, I don't know, UX designer, however. So you are not starting blank. You are starting with an expertise in other field, but that brings you also a lot of advantage in your job now. So don't consider yourself as you are not an expert. It's just a way of showing up. So the second thing that I've learned is that we have, as facilitators, the best skills to use when it comes to the sales part. When you sell, the best way for me, it's only my opinion, the best way to sell is to ask the question and that the person which is in front of you realize the problem that they have and you talk about the solutions that you saw working with other company you've been working with. And through this, you build another kind of relationship where first they trust you. Then you give free consulting about what have been done with other people and what worked. And then it comes more naturally to sell something because the people will come to you and I say, oh, could you make me a proposal? So it's really using your facilitation skills to sell. And the other thing is what I told you before is not neglecting the process of staying in connection with your client, asking questions, extend your network by asking questions, caring, empathy. And this is where you showcase your expertise and where you build slowly your business. I mean, I did that 2 times. I did that in a very comfortable way as I was in Europe because I had all my customers there and they knew me. And I had to restart, and I am restarting, so it's not like it's over, in Asia. And what I do is that I don't have the fear to contact people that I don't know and to be very authentic and say something like, hey, I'm coming in Singapore next week. I saw you are working as an HR leader and you are doing great things with your teams. I would love to have a chat with you since I would like to know if the challenges that you are facing in Asia are the same like in Europe. Let's have a conversation. And very surprisingly, with this method or with this way of doing the things, I got 12 interviews in 1 week in Singapore, which turned to 2 convert clients, just because I was just starting a conversation. So I think sales you can do it naturally, but you have to be aware that this is part of your business and that you cannot facilitate and do your dream life if you are not covering this part.
Yeah. And I think people are just so scared to send those messages.
Yeah.
And I think this is like and I'm sure accountability and support can help on this, but it's really like sending the first message and having this mindset, like if you don't send that message, it will be a no for sure. But look what you did, like in a short amount of time, like you got like 2 clients just by reaching out to 12 and having 12, I guess like 12 meetings to reach out to more people.
Not 12 clients. Yeah.
And yeah. So it's inspiring, and as someone also who is knowledgeable in sales, I do believe that's the best way to sell. It's just reaching out to people.
Yes, and
before,
and
of course, you have
also,
means for other.
Yeah.
What do you
and
mean by
giving
giving?
Also, giving also, it means if people don't know you at all, it's always a good thing to give some advices or to give some resources or to give for free. Don't count everything because this is the moment you build trust. I mean, also with the facilitators, I had I think the first year I decided to follow this call from the facilitators for my help. I just had free calls at my beginnings where I was giving free advices. And surprisingly, these people are the ones who are coming to my programs like 1 year or 2 years later, paying for working with me, So it's not working every time, but it's worth it to give, or like you did, I can remember you did a great, brilliant idea. You did a workshop in a co-working spaces, in a co-working space one time where they were gathering the people. Your workshop, you did it for free. You even spent some money to make it nice, to make it with cookies or chocolate. I don't remember. But this is brilliant. And this is one thing that inspired me. Thank you, Mehdi, to create create your signature open air workshop, which is a free workshop that you give to attract the people and to gather the people. It was coming from this experience that you have. So giving is sometimes the best way to convert later.
I'm 100% with you on this, Nathy, because I see like people are scared to share their things for free because they feel like they're going to give the secrets away and then they don't have anything to sell. And then what happens is that what they give is not strong enough.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this thing is fluffy or it's not really helping me. So there is no trust in the whoever who wrote that or give that event. So I always get messages like, you've given us all of that for free. It's crazy. You should have charged. And as Alex always said, like if you give, and you create like goodwill and you have this real intention of helping people, I do believe in the karma of business and it will come back to you. And as someone who's as authentic as you, like you're the proof that it's happening if you're willing to give in the first place and to really help people.
Absolutely. Then you have to make the shift to not give everything, of course. But this was also something that I needed to learn. But I think giving is the best thing. Caring, showing empathy, not being salesy like, oh, I want a call with a client and I want to sell at the end. This is not how it works. You don't make a proposal on the first date when you're on a date personally. So don't do the same. Don't do the same in business. It takes time. But it's a nice life. I mean, look, I'm in Bali.
And people are not stupid. They know that if there is a call, if there is a moment where you discuss their need, that obviously there is an interest of selling. But if the focus is really first on helping, the other part that may happen in that discussion or in another one will feel way more natural because there was really this, oh, I saw that that person was motivated to help me, even if there was no guarantee on any reward or work afterwards.
Absolutely. And sometimes you have the good surprise that you haven't heard from someone 2 years long. I don't know. I had some companies writing me last weeks and like, Nathy, when are you coming back to Europe? Are you here in this time? Because we have this and this. So it's a great feeling. I mean, people remember you, not always, but then you can contact them now and then. And this is, so I'll see become like, it's not a fear anymore. You just need to make the first steps.
And then the magic also of it is when you've done it enough and you've proven the value, I'm not going to say you won't need to sell anymore because there will always need to find a new client. But like most of the time, it will feel like they're just coming back to you. It's another discussion. You don't talk about prices and stuff like that anymore. You just talk about the new challenge and which I really enjoyed also how the partnership evolves. A great metaphor that I like is like you're sending all those bottles in the sea, right? And the more bottles you send, and you're not sure if someone will open it or find it one day, but when they do, there is a small chance they will come back to you. It ends up to being a volume game. So Nathy, I know that you have this amazing Facili-preneur Mastermind. Like you give us like some sneak peeks to your explanation, but I've heard like I've seen the rewards. I also know the people, and they were super happy about it. Can you explain us what it is about?
It's a 90-day program. And I call it a mastermind because I'm giving, of course, my knowledge, what worked for me. I give a lot of example, and I think this is what people like. And during these 3 months, we are going from what is my positioning? So exactly what we talked about. Who are my clients? What do I know about them? What do I need to know about them? How can I start conversation with them? once you have your conversation, okay, what is the kind of workshops that I could propose to even more get to know my clients and that they see my praxis? Then we will talk about visibility. So it's not talking. It's, wait a moment. It's you will learn and we will have exercise and breakouts and everything during all these 3 months. But then we will go to visibility, to connection and networking, to outreach with people you don't know, and to tackling your offer, mapping all your services that you have and how can you organize it. And at the end, of course, there is the sales part that everybody enjoy. And then during all these 3 months, you are going over all the steps that you need, all the pillars that you need to make your business something sustainable. So I would say the 4 pillars are expertise, your media and visibility, your product and services, and your ecosystem also of all the things you can delegate, collaborate. So all these things is what build your business. And this is what we are doing in 12 sessions live, plus homework, plus access to the community. This is what we are doing. But before that, I want to end the year on a high note with a free class. I might more to talk about this. Yes, on the 17th of December, I will give a free class and it will be exactly about 5 mistakes even established freelance facilitator make and how to avoid them. And I'm very, very, very excited about that because I will not be alone. I will be the host, but I will have 3 brilliant facilitators who can call themselves a facilipreneur now because they were in the last program. And we will go over all these 5 mistakes, and it's short before Christmas, so there will be a lot of gift because I love Christmas. A lot of gift for those who are coming in. I'm preparing something very nice, a nice packet for them. And yes, it's not only me talking about that, but also people who have certain kind of challenges and did some mistakes that will come to talk about how they could transform this and make it better. So it's really good for every freelance facilitators, consultant, coaches who use facilitation and who want to start strong in 2026. This is the only live free class that I have given this year. And yes, this is where you need to be on the 17th of December.
So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be packed with a lot of value. I love the fact that it's not just you, but also some other freelance facilitators with different expertise, different markets. So it's going to be a lot of exchange. And as Nathy said, she's a connector. So I'm sure there will be some nice moment of connection, interacting with the crowd and exchanging. So really excited. And on top of that, there will be some giveaways, like free gifts for people who are joining live. So another reason to join before Christmas.
And it will be produced by Said Saduk. So you can be sure it will be engaging. Yeah.
That's a dream. Like working with him on my launch was such a bless. So you can only focus on creating the magic and Said will make it smoothless. One last thing I want to say also, Nathy, is, like program, like the classical program that you see is like, I don't know, 4 weeks, 6 weeks training program. And when I like with the mastermind, it's a longer journey.
Yeah.
Because like a true transformation will always take time, especially like going from being an employee or doesn't have any clue on how to create a business, on how to market your facilitation, or maybe it's also something that you're starting, being around like other facilitators, led by someone who've done the work for a long amount of time, with having access to you. So this community seems really like the right investment to do to start the year on the right way. So I really think that you find a good format. I'm jealous. I should have come in with my own.
You can come. Maybe I bring you in as an expert in something. We need to think about something. Maybe an expert in sales.
Yeah.
I mean, we did together a workshop to catch.
I need to become an expert in something then.
Yeah. No, but it's really a thing that mentees are saying, because I was thinking maybe it's too long, but it really takes time because you have also, it's not like a program where I give knowledge and do your thing now. It's absolutely not like this. So we have hot seats. People really want to do the work. So they have homework in advance so that they can prepare for the next session. And in between, they want to contact customer. They are very, very keen to contact customer, what is a joy for me because this is the only step to do. So they need also to run this interview in between. So you cannot pull out a program of 4 weeks to go over all the things. And we are still in contact. It means all the people which are in my programs, they are in the community. It was until now a WhatsApp community. So they are still exchanging about what they are doing and brainstorming. Now we will bring them in the circle community. And yes, 3 months, but one of them, Judith, was starting with me with a 3 months one-on-one with me. And then she joined also the Facili-preneur Mastermind, and she could enjoy both, having an experience just for her and having an experience surrounded by other on the same path. So what I do now is that for the next Facili-preneur, I will add, okay, you have the standard Facili-preneur. These are the live sessions, the templates, the homework, the community, all the things. And there will be a premium package where I can have 2 extra one-on-one sessions with the people who book this, because I think some people need both, the time in a group and the time alone. I'm learning. Transforming my own program.
Exactly, I'm getting feedback and improving it. But what I love is the homework coming back. Is it good enough? And we've seen this with like the e-learning trainings that are not being watched anymore. People don't like. I think there was this crazy statistics when I wanted to create mine. 72% of people who buy the training don't finish. It's at all. I think it's below 50%. So here is like, okay, I have a call. I go there. I didn't do my homework. Oh, the others did what they've learned. I've done my first outreach. So it's like this really motivating area. And to be honest, what's contributed most to my own success was having a mentor. So what you propose is a kind of mastermind is a mentorship in a way. So definitely join us in December. When is the date again, Nathy? The 17th?
17th of December, 12 p.m. CET. And it will go for 1.5 hours. I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I'm very nervous, but I'm sure people will be there. And it's just before Christmas, so I will put, of course, Christmas music.
Okay, we will hear some Mariah Carey, as always. It's going to be nice
this
vibe.
This is my favorite song.
It's the most streamed song, I think, even so on Spotify. It's so crazy.
Kitsch, Nathy. Yeah.
Okay. Nathy, thanks again. We will put all the information in the show notes so that you know how to register to the event, and even the landing page of the Facili-preneur, that if you already is interested to get in there, because the spots are limited, right? Because you want to...
Yes, I limit to 10 people. If I have too much people registration, I will do 2 groups. So at the end, I limit for 1 group, but I might do 2 groups. Yeah.
Okay, good to hear. All right, Nathy, it was a pleasure. Have a wonderful day. And listeners, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I do. Let us know in the comment which is the tips that you're going to practice very soon to improve your business. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.